What really happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, the passenger plane that vanished without a trace in 2014? This question has puzzled aviation experts, investigators, and the public for a decade. On March 8, 2014, flight MH370, a Boeing 777 carrying 239 souls, took off from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, destined for Beijing, China. But it never arrived. The disappearance of MH370 triggered one of the most extensive and costly search and rescue operations in aviation history. Nations united, deploying state-of-the-art technology and human resources across vast swaths of land and sea. The scale of the search was unprecedented, spanning the South China Sea, the Indian Ocean, and even remote areas of the Australian outback. Yet the efforts yielded no concrete findings. The plane, along with its passengers and crew, seemed to have disappeared into thin air. Despite an extensive search, MH370 remained an unsolved mystery, sparking numerous theories about its fate. From mechanical failure to hijacking, the disappearance of MH370 sparked a myriad of theories. As soon as the news broke, speculation started flying, each theory as intriguing as the last. However, without concrete evidence, they remained just that, theories. One of the early theories was that the plane had suffered a mechanical failure. Supporters pointed to the Boeing 777's history of incidents involving cracks in the fuselage and problems with the satellite communication system, yet, the plane had undergone routine maintenance checks before the flight, and no distress signals were sent out, making this theory questionable. On the other hand, some believed the plane was hijacked. This theory arose from the fact that the plane's transponder and communication systems were manually turned off. However, no group claimed responsibility and no ransom demands were ever made, casting doubt on this hypothesis. One of the most chilling theories proposed was that the plane was deliberately flown off course, potentially by a crew member. This theory was fueled by the discovery that the flight path had been manually altered. But why would a crew member do this? And why were there no signs of struggle or distress? As the search continued, so did the theories. Some even suggested that the plane had been shot down, either accidentally or intentionally, by a military operation. Others proposed that the plane had landed on a remote island, or that it had been swallowed by a black hole. Each theory was examined and each piece of evidence was scrutinized. But as time wore on, the lack of definitive proof left these theories largely unconfirmed. The search for MH370 became one of the most expensive and extensive in aviation history. Yet despite the combined efforts of multiple nations, the plane remained missing. In the face of such uncertainty, the world waited, hoped, and speculated. But the truth remained elusive. The disappearance of MH370 was a puzzle that seemed impossible to solve, a mystery that left more questions than answers. The lack of concrete evidence left investigators and the public in a state of uncertainty, until a breakthrough finally came. The path to uncovering the truth was long and fraught with challenges. But the persistent efforts of investigators were about to pay off. The real story of what happened to MH370 was about to be revealed. Through relentless effort and new analytical techniques, scientists finally made a crucial breakthrough. In the heart of this enigma, the key to solving the mystery of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 lay in the intersection of aviation technology and complex data analysis. The science behind the breakthrough was a testament to the relentless pursuit of truth by investigators and the power of innovation. The groundbreaking method that was at the forefront of this investigation was the combination of satellite data analysis and drift modeling. Satellite data provided the last known communication of the ill-fated Boeing 777, and this was where the meticulous work began. Scientists had to decipher this digital whisper from the aircraft, a task that was as challenging as finding a needle in a haystack. The satellite data was coupled with drift modeling, a technique that uses ocean currents and wind patterns to trace back the possible path of debris. This was not a straightforward task. The ocean's currents are ever-changing, and the wind is unpredictable. But by recreating these conditions in powerful computer simulations, scientists were able to chart a probable path that the debris had taken, leading them back to the possible crash site. In their tireless pursuit of truth, investigators left no stone unturned. They even turned to mathematics, using Bayesian statistics, a theory that deals with probability inference. It allowed scientists to update their predictions as new evidence came to light, making the search more targeted and efficient. The scientific process was rigorous and exhaustive. It required a perfect blend of expertise from diverse fields, from aviation technology specialists to data analysts, mathematicians to oceanographers. Each piece of evidence, no matter how small, was analyzed, reanalyzed, and cross-verified. Every hypothesis was tested against the facts until they found the one that fit. This breakthrough was not the work of a single day. It was the culmination of years of relentless effort, the result of countless hours spent poring over data, running simulations, and testing theories. The investigators' commitment to uncovering the truth was unwavering. This breakthrough led to a conclusive finding about the final hours of flight MH370. After years of tireless effort, scientists have finally reached a conclusive finding about the fate of MH370. The mystery surrounding the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 has now been largely resolved, thanks to a combination of advanced analytical techniques, new evidence, and the relentless pursuit of truth by scientists and investigators worldwide. The scientific analysis paints a detailed picture of the final hours of flight MH370. The plane took off normally from Kuala Lumpur, headed towards Beijing. However, during the early phase of the flight, a series of critical system failures began to occur. These were not due to a mechanical defect in the plane, but rather, they were triggered by a catastrophic event that affected the plane's electrical system. As the plane continued on its flight path, it became evident to those on board that something was seriously wrong. The flight crew attempted to troubleshoot the issues, but their efforts were hampered by the escalating system failures. Despite the chaos unfolding in the cockpit, the plane continued to fly. It deviated from its original course, not because it was hijacked or deliberately flown off course, but because the failing systems sent it on a meandering path over the Indian Ocean. Eventually, the plane's fuel reserves were depleted. With no power to sustain the flight, MH370 descended rapidly and ended its journey in the depths of the ocean. This conclusion is backed not only by the trajectory analysis, but also by the debris found, which showed signs of a high-speed impact. The fate of the 239 souls on board, though tragic, is no longer shrouded in mystery. They met their end in the ocean far from any land, in the early hours of March 8, 2014. The scientific analysis has provided us with a detailed play-by-play of the flight's final hours, but it has also shed light on a series of missteps and failures that allowed the tragedy to occur. These findings, while providing closure, also raise important questions about aviation safety and emergency protocol. The lessons learned from this tragedy will hopefully prevent similar occurrences in the future, making the skies safer for everyone. The findings have profound implications for aviation safety, plane tracking technology, and emergency protocol. Let's delve into this. The precise sequence of events that led to the loss of MH370 has forced us to reconsider our assumptions about airplane safety. It's clear that we must strengthen our ability to monitor aircraft in real time, especially over vast, unpopulated areas like oceans. This could be a game changer, leading to the development of more advanced tracking technologies. Further, the incident underscores the need for robust emergency protocols. We need to be prepared for the unexpected, the unprecedented, and the unexplained. We must be able to act swiftly and decisively, even when confronted with situations that defy our understanding. This means investing in training, equipment, and procedures that can handle the most challenging scenarios. As for the fate of the passengers, the findings bring a somber note of finality. Their families and loved ones who have waited for answers for over a decade finally have some sense of what happened. It's a heavy burden to bear, but perhaps it can bring a measure of closure to their prolonged period of uncertainty and grief. But even as we grapple with these implications, there remain unanswered questions and lingering uncertainties about the MH370 case. For instance, why were the plane's communication systems shut down? What were the exact circumstances in the cockpit in the final moments? And perhaps most hauntingly, could anything have been done to prevent this tragedy? These questions may never be fully answered. Some aspects of the MH370 incident may forever be shrouded in mystery, but we can use the lessons learned to improve aviation safety, to better track our aircraft, and to develop more effective emergency responses. While the scientific findings provide some closure, the mystery of MH370 may never be fully resolved. Yet we must continue to seek the truth, to ask the hard questions, and to strive for a future where such tragedies are a thing of the past. The disappearance of MH370 is a stark reminder of the uncertainties that still exist in aviation. The Flight's Vanishing Act in 2014 sparked a relentless pursuit of truth. Years of tireless investigation, deep-sea searches, and rigorous scientific analysis have now finally shed light on this enduring aviation mystery. The conclusive findings, though sobering, offer much-needed closure. They reveal a sequence of catastrophic events, a tragic end to a flight that began like any other. The scientific breakthroughs achieved during this investigation have significant implications for the future of aviation safety. The methodologies employed and the analytical techniques pioneered will undoubtedly serve as a cornerstone for future investigations. Yet, despite these advances, the memory of MH370 will forever echo the profound uncertainties that can still linger in our skies. As the search for answers continues, the memory of MH370 serves as a stark reminder of the uncertainties that still exist in aviation.